Hi, historians. I'm Mr. Fredo. Very excited to roll into the next part of our Ancient Rome and the Roman Empire unit with our next MIDI lesson focused on the Roman Republic, which is a great sense of pride for Romans then and now. Now, early in Rome's history, as they were first getting started, they were originally ruled by the Etruscans, their neighbors to the north. Eventually, the Romans built up enough power and enough strength and, quite frankly, enough population that they're able to overthrow the Etruscans, and in many cases, they do so using some of the very technology that they had taken from the Etruscans themselves. Shortly after that step had taken place, the Romans come up with their idea for the Republic, where there would be different people who would be chosen by the people of Rome to vote for them. That's basically what separates the Republic from the direct democracy used by the Greeks. In ancient Greece and Athens, the people would vote majority rules. There's one extra step in Rome. The people vote for senators, and those senators then vote for the people. So the people will remove one step, but it's still a form of power to the people and rule through the people. Well, there's a big problem with Rome's republic early on, and that's that it's fake. In order for a republic to be truly ruled by the people and to be a real republic, all of the people have to be able to have a say in the process. And when we say have a say in the process, that really means all of the people should be able to vote and serve as senators. In Rome's early republic, that wasn't the case, and that's what leads to a huge moment in Rome's history known as the conflict of the orders, a conflict between, in this case, orders means social classes, two main groups of Romans, the Pats and the Plebes. Okay, so let's get to that now. At the start of the Republic, Rome's population broke down this way. 5% were the Pats. The Pats had the good life. They were rich, they owned land, and usually the best land. They were the only ones who could vote, they were the only ones who could serve as senators, and they were the only people who could serve as consuls, who were the military leader. But they only made up 5% of the population, which was about 40,000 people at that point in Rome's history, so only about 2,000 of them were Patricians. The other 95% of Rome's population were plebes, or plebeians. And the plebes, it's very easy for young historians to confuse plebes as being slaves. They are not. They're free Roman citizens. They do very important work. They are the farmers. They serve in the military. They are the workers throughout this city of Rome that is growing more and more every day. But their problem is, because they aren't rich, land-owning patricians, in the early part of the Republic, the plebes aren't allowed to vote. Well, there's 95% of the population that makes up the plebeian class, and these are smart Roman citizens, so they know that this isn't right. They know that 5% of the Republic shouldn't be making rules and choices and laws and decisions for the other 95%. So after years and years and years of trying to get the Pats to change, and we'll make this little dot the Patricians, a very small amount, and we'll make this big blob the plebes, after years and years and years of trying to get the Pats to change so that the plebes were allowed to vote, finally, the plebes decide they're out of there. They march out of the city of Rome, and they refuse to come back until their demands are met. And their demands are they want to be able to vote, they want fair pay for their work, and they want to be able to serve in government positions like the Senate and actually be a part of making laws. They don't go to war with the Pats, they just simply leave. And this is an oh crap moment for the Pats because they're in trouble right now. Their farmers just left, their military just left, all the work in the city has come to a stop. So at that point, after they've kind of had to take a step back and say, oh crap, this just happened, the patricians do make the changes that the plebes requested. And it's at that point when the plebes return to the city that Rome has their first real republic. Pardon my spelling error. Their first real republic, where the Pats and the plebes eventually have the same amount of power throughout ancient Rome. They're on equal footing. Both can vote. Both can serve in the Senate. Both can serve as consuls, and we'll talk about much more of the details of that process throughout class. But it's at that point when SPQR, and if you go to Rome today, you will see this everywhere. You'll see it on statues, you'll see it on doors, you'll see it on sewer lids. The Senate and the people of Rome becomes real. But it's only after this conflict and this big important disagreement between the plebes, 95% of Rome's population, and the pats, 5% of Rome's population. But as soon as the conflict is resolved and the plebes return to the city, the Romans have their first real republic.